Another day, another news article just about type 2 diabetes and foods that can reduce your risk of type 2 diabetes or help you with type 2 diabetes. It's all about these foods that will help with it. It's all about diets that will help with it. But really what it needs to be is it needs to be about lifestyles and exercise and eating in a caloric maintenance or deficit, right, to lose some body fat. So just searching on Google, like one of these little ads popped up and it's talking about type 2 diabetes, the sweet ingredient shown to improve blood sugar regulation. So what do you think that sweet ingredient is? Yeah, some more ads. It is honey, okay? So they say honey has low glycemic index. And so it reduces the risk of the blood sugar spiking and have your insulin, your pancreas work out and put out the insulin to help with the blood sugar, right? Now, the whole thing about the glycemic index, it doesn't work. And I'll tell you why it doesn't work. The glycemic index is based on that carbohydrate, so the glucose, and the metabolism of it in the body with no other foods. So if you were to just eat honey with no fat, no protein, then it would be X rating on the glycemic index. So give you a number from 0 to 100. So rarely ever do we eat just a carbohydrate. So you're not eating just rice and not pairing it up with something like a protein or a fat. If you are, you should totally change. That's not even going to have any of the micronutrients that you need to help you with health, longevity, cell repair. And it's not even like a standard meal in American society. It's like even in the standard American diet, the SAD diet, you have some sort of either carb or fat, carb or protein fat. That's not even like, you don't go to like McDonald's and be like, hey, I want a piece of bread, right? Or maybe there are people that just order French fries, but guess what? That's fat and that's carbs because they're cooking in fat. It's soaking up the oil. So it's going to mess with the glycemic index. So really, you need to stop searching online. Again, all these news articles popping up about what to do if you have type 2 diabetes, talking about a special food that can help prevent type 2 diabetes or a special diet that can prevent type 2 diabetes. The person that can, the way that you prevent type 2 diabetes is you. You can change it. It's totally reversible. Type 1 diabetes is on the other, that's a different type of diabetes. Okay, that's going to be where your pancreas just doesn't work. It doesn't produce the insulin, which is why you have doctors prescribe you with insulin. And even then, I've seen people in the fitness industry, powerlifters, bodybuilders, fitness competitors, athletes, they can go with very minimal amounts of insulin. And because pumping too much insulin in your body, it's going to help have vascular damage. So it's not going to be anything for longevity, but these people are able to build muscle, retain a low body fat percentage, according to what they need for their sport or lifestyle. You don't need to find all these excuses as to why you have type 2 diabetes, or saying it is genetic, or it's like this link in the medical news today says the link between psychiatric disorders and diabetes. So they found that 39.7% of people with sleep disorder have type 2 diabetes. Well, but that's because if you're not sleeping well, then it's going to cause hormone ghrelin to spike throughout the day, and then you're going to overeat, you're going to overindulge, and you're over calorie consumption. And then that, typically it's going to be palatable food. So it's going to be foods like things that are sugary or salty and sugary. That's hyperpalatable foods, right? Sugar, fat, salt. And you're going to crave those. And your leptin, and your ghrelin, these two hormones that balance out hunger and satiety, they're going to be off balance because you're having lack of sleep. So you get your sleep under control. It's not a psychiatric disorder. It's just the fact that you are probably binge watching Netflix. You're probably right before bed, you're probably on your phone, so you have the LED light messing up your sleep patterns. Maybe you don't give enough physical activity. Maybe you eat too large of meals before going to bed. Maybe you eat too high of a sugar before going to bed. All these things affect your sleep. And so now you're having poor sleep, and then that runs into the next day. And so now you blame some psychiatric disorder for your type 2 diabetes, and then you get prescribed a drug. That's not good for you. That's good for a pharmaceutical company because they're the ones that are going to be making the money. It's not even really good for doctors. Doctors barely make any money based on like the profession now anyways. So where the medical field needs to meet with the fitness industry or the health industry is look on the preventative side. It's not a treatment side. It's not treatment for type 2 diabetes. It's a preventative, and it's a reversal. So again, going back to like what I recommend, protein first. So you choose your protein, you base your other macronutrients, your other carbohydrates or fats around that. Okay, so you pick whatever food you want, your lean chicken breast, lean steak, lean pork, lean fish, whatever you want, and you pair it up with your carbohydrates, so like your rice, your potato, whatever else. Or if you want to go low carb, you do veggies, do starch veggies or non-starch veggies, like rudiferous veggies or cruciferous veggies. Pair it up with some healthy fats. You know, drizzle olive oil on there, drizzle some macadamia nut oil, put some avocado on there, put some butter if you want to, ghee. So like grass-fed butter. All those things are great for you. Butter, why is butter great? Because it has butyric acid. Butyric acid helps with your stomach lining. So then maybe prevents any type of metabolic disorder going on in your GI tract. It can help. I mean, it's worth a shot. Nothing's proven. It's all supportive. So why not just get that diet in order, get your habits in order, get your sleep in order, and then that can help you reverse your type 2 diabetes. That's not caused by genetics. Just because your mom has it, just because your dad has it, just because your brother has it, doesn't mean that you have to have it. You would, if it's a genetic or a actual disease, it's going to be type 1, and you would have that diagnosed from a doctor. Anytime someone says type 2 diabetes, I have diabetes, totally preventable. You can't walk, then swim, recumbent bike, do something, do some sort of physical activity, eat less. That's all it is. You blame the problems that you have now on the habits that you created. And if your edema and your vascular damage, your neuropathy issues are causing you not to be physically active, just eat less, choose healthier foods. Don't eat foods that are processed. If it needs to be that way, if you're overweight, you have so much vascular damage that you can't do physical activity, this is a simple rule. If it roams on the earth, grows in the ground, eat it. If it's in a bag, in a box, don't eat it. Simple enough. All right, I'm leaving it there, and I'll hit you back with another video, and we'll see what we'll talk about.